Morning children. In this video we are going to discuss about implementation of algorithms to solve the problem. That means before writing your program, before coding the error-free program, it is required that your instructions should be in the sequence, in the proper sequence, so it remove the ambiguity. There should be no ambiguity or there should be no confusion in your program or in your coding. So in order to write the error-free coding, we write the algorithm earlier to writing the programs. Algorithm is a sequence of step-by-step process which we are writing before writing our original coding of the program in any of the language. We use algorithm in all the different when we are writing the program in all the different languages. So here in this video we will see the how we write the algorithm. So in the history of algorithm, it was firstly given by, or it can proposed by, Persian astronomer and mathematician Abu Abdul Muhammad in 850 AD. His contribution in mathematics is in decimal positioning, means in the number system he introduced decimal positioning, how we put the decimal or how we use the decimal. He also provides systematic solution for the linear and quadratic equation which we have used in the earlier classes. Then he gave the algorithm. He also contributed in introducing the variables in logical algebra. When we use logical algebra, we use variables. So that is also introduced by him. Further, the algorithms are made possible in the Euclid's function. When we use Euclid function in GCD, or when we use Archimedes approximation in the and in the calculation of prime number. So algorithms are useful in that also, as we write the algorithm in normal English. And flowchart is diagrammatic representation of algorithm. When we write the algorithm, first of all we write the algorithm. With the help of algorithm, it is easier to draw the flowchart along with writing the coding for the program. So algorithms are very useful, as we can write in normal English our step-by-step sequence for any of a given problem. Whatever problem, suppose how you are going to make a tea. So the steps you are taking can be written in algorithm form, can be written in normal English form. You write start and then you will take everything, and then you can code the program. Then we have the advantages of algorithm. Advantages of algorithm is, first of all, it gives you the stepwise solution of the problem, whichever problem you have. We are talking about tea, so in the making of tea you take whatever steps you are taking. You are taking a pan, then you are putting in water, sugar, tea leaves and milk, and you are boiling. So step by step you are writing the solution of your problem. Then there is no standardization for representing a step. There is no requirement that you standardize the steps which you are writing. Second thing, next thing, it is language independent. That is, it does not depend on any of the language which you are using. Like, it does not depend on Java language or C++ language. In normal English you can write your algorithm. Next thing, it is easy to understand and develop program logic. Obviously, it is easier, as you are writing in normal English, how you are going to develop your program logic, how you are taking your steps. You can write in English language, and this will help you greater in your coding. So first of all, in your practicals also, it is required that you write the algorithm first of all. These are your advantages over here. So you write the algorithm first of all, and on the basis of algorithm you can write your coding of your program, whichever is given to you. You can select the steps and write the algorithm. Then there are certain disadvantages also related to algorithm. First of all, this is time taking process. How it is time taking process? Like, for complex programs, so much time is required to write your means is you have the lengthy program, then it is required that you are taking so much time in writing the algorithm. Next thing, it is difficult to represent branching and looping. Yes, in branching and looping, you have various steps are required. Like repetition of in branching or in looping. In looping, you have seen that there are certain repetition of steps are there. So it is difficult to represent how you write the looping steps over there, because you cannot write all, suppose 5 times you are printing anything, so you will not write 5 times what you are printing. So representing the looping and conditional statement is difficult in the algorithm. Then it is not much helpful for complex solution. Obviously, earlier also I have told you that while writing the complex solution, while writing the lengthy solution, it is not easier to understand, or it is not easier to handle that you write the entire algorithm of 5 to 6 pages suppose, and then write the coding for it. So it is not much helpful when you write the complex solution of your problem. Rather than it is much suitable that you write the coding for your program. Next thing is the tips for writing an algorithm. So there are certain tips which you will follow, which you should remember and you follow while writing the algorithm. First of all, we have to analyze the problem to be solved with proper reasoning. We have to analyze what is the question and what are the steps required while writing your problem, while solving your problem and writing the solution of your problem. The next one is keep the steps precise and clear so that no ambiguity is created among the uh, so there is no ambiguity created among the steps. So first of all, you should remember that your steps should be clear and should be precise, that it's small, it should not be lengthy. Suppose you want to input the variable a and b, so just write input variable a comma b. So it is clear that you have to input any two variable. Then avoid using numerous variables that may create problem in understanding. So it is required that you use minimum number of variables. It is not required that you use so much of variables. The minimum number of variables used in the programs helps you to understand the logic of your problem, and also remove the time problem, means it take less time and less errors are created while writing your program. So remember that you take a lesser number of variables while you are writing the problem. Then we have further steps, also certain steps. The description of steps must be simple so that anyone can understand the logic, even if he is not aware of computer language, right? So whether the person is has learned Java or not, while reading your algorithm, they may be able to understand that what you are doing in your program. So descriptions of steps you have to take should be simple. While writing the algorithm, you should remember that you take simpler steps. Suppose you have to add two numbers, then you have to write find sum of two numbers a and b. So it must be simple. Suppose you want to print the result, display roots of the equation, suppose you have written. Then avoid unwanted expressions. There is no it is not required that you write the unwanted expressions. So try to avoid the unwanted or difficult expressions while you are writing the program. Then the next step is connect the branches of the step properly so that it may not yield incorrect processing. So suppose you are writing the condition, suppose if condition you are writing a is greater than b, then you have to print a, else you have to print b. So while you are printing b, it is in third step. So remember, just write it down carefully that if a is greater than b, condition is to go to step 2, else go to step 3. So you have to write the proper steps properly, you have to write the branches step properly, so it may not yield incorrect processing. Now we have the question roots of the equation. Here one question is given and we have to write the algorithm for it. Let's see what the question is. Roots of the quadratic equation is, there is quadratic equation given ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, and we have the determinant d equals to b square minus 4ac, and here three conditions are given. If d is less than 0 means roots are imaginary, if d is equals to 0 means roots are equal. Then we have to calculate the roots which are given as minus b by 2a. Then if d is greater than 0, that is discriminant is greater than 0, that means roots will be real and distinct. So what you have to do, you are calculating first root. Root 1 is minus b plus square root of d by divided by 2a, and root 2 is minus b minus square root of d upon 2a. Right here you have to write an algorithm to accept the coefficient of quadratic equation. You have to accept the coefficient a, b and c, and then you have to calculate and display its roots by checking the nature of the root. Here we have to calculate the roots, remember, and then we have to display the roots by checking the nature. Nature means we have to check whether the roots are imaginary, equal, or the roots are distinct. By calculating the discriminant, here formula for d is given, so we will calculate the formula for d, which is given as b square minus 4ac, and depending on that we decide the nature of the root. Let's see the solution of this. Let's see the solution of this algorithm for the roots of quadratic equation. Here we have taken three variables a, b and c are three coefficient of a quadratic equation, and d is the discriminant. Now we have to calculate and display the roots of the equation along with its nature, whether they are imaginary, equal or not. So we are taking steps over here. At the left side and right side we are writing the description. Here there is one method of writing the algorithm is given. You can take any other method, like you can write in normal English form also. So step 1 is to calculate the discriminant. Here we have written everything, that we have taken three coefficient a, b and c, we have calculated. Now we are calculating the discriminant by the help of formula. D is equals to b square minus 4ac. Next step is we are calculating and displaying the roots. So we are checking if d is less than 0. So we print the message display roots are imaginary. Then in step 3 we are checking if d is equals to 0. Then we are displaying roots are equal. Now if roots are equal, we have to calculate using the formula minus b upon 2a, and we store in variable root, and we are displaying the result. You can write as also, here it is written display roots of equation root. You can write as print roots of the equation using variable root. Then we have the end of the if. So here again we have taken the roots. In the fourth step we are taking if d is greater than 0, then display roots are real and distinct. Now since the roots are real and distinct, so we have calculated root 1 as minus b plus square root of d whole divided by 2a, and similarly root 2 is minus b, and we are subtracting discriminant to square root of the discriminant by 2a, and then displaying roots of the equation as root 1 and root 2. You can display the roots in different statement also, like printing the root of the equation root 1, then printing the root of the second root of the equation, that is root 2, and then end if. Then we have the fifth step as a stop step. Children, just remember this is one of the technique given. You can write the algorithm in normal English form also. It won't affect your program.